Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show live stream. I'm glad that y'all already there. I appreciate that. I'm put some of y'all on the screen before I get started into this. We're going to be covering depression, how it affects black men in our black communities, and we're going to talk about it. First, we put up there. Hello, Mona D. How you doing today? Hey, how you doing, brother? Mona D. Mona D again. What's up? Yes, Mona D. We almost around 10K subscribers, man. It's a blessing. Let's go ahead and get into this. Let me put this on the screen first in case anyone wants to try to join and give their account about dealing with depression. I will start off with saying that I've dealt with depression many times, been on different type of anti-depressants. The last one I was on was actually the one that everyone knows about. What is that? Prozac, actually. You know what I mean? So we'll talk about that later on. But let's go ahead and play some of these clips, and we're going to tear it apart, and then we're going to share our stories if anyone wants to share them. Give me a second as I pull it up.
So here's the fact, right? Yo, men suffer the most after a breakup, yo, because 75% of the time, women initiate the breakup. And after women usually break up with men, they already got a replacement, right? Because women have way more options than men. And in most cases, there's kids involved, there's a home involved. So you got men out here who really been living a certain way for a long time, who's used to living this way, right? So now they kicked out the crib. They got to go out into the world, missing their kids, missing this love they thought they had that they no longer have. They really in this world by themselves. And what's so funny, a lot of men hurt themselves. A lot of men get into alcohol, get into drugs. You know what I'm saying? It gets real.
That is factual. A lot of men turn to the bottle, or they turn to recreational drugs, or they go into hard drugs. See, what he's saying is men do suffer the most out of a relationship, if you ask me, when it comes to a breakup. We're going to cover this part. Then we're going to cover how depression can come from economics point of view. So anyway, basically, if a man really dedicates himself to a woman, I'm not talking about the ones who playing games with women and why you should never give your heart to a woman. That's a bunch of bullshit, because there are men who actually want to love a woman and actually want to be in real marriages, real relationships, actually want to raise their children. We're talking about those group of men today. When a man falls in love with a woman and he becomes emotionally intertwined with that woman, and she rips her presence away from him, it can traumatize a man. Like it or not. He could be so traumatized that he considers deleting himself. He'll start to feel down, meaning that he'll start to lose his self-esteem. He'll start to look at himself as, what is the problem with me? Why can I not keep a family together? What did I do? Because a lot of times women who initiate divorce, it is not always because of adultery or physical violence. Sometimes they just leave simply because they are bored, because they think the grass is greener on the other side. Sometimes they leave because of a job opportunity, a job that would take them and make this man and his family move to another place, and he can't do that because he got a job over here. He's rooted over here. So when a man sees his household torn apart by a woman, it can make a man depressed to where he has to go see a therapist. And most men in the black community do not even go to a therapist. It's seen as weakness. So men have to keep that depression within themselves. And most times that depression manifests itself as anger. An angry black man. A lot of times when you say that black men and black women are angry, sometimes it's because they are depressed. Now, depression is not hatred for everyone else. Depression is self-hatred. You hate what you got going on in your own life. I'm speaking from my own personal experience. You can have money. You could be doing well off in the eyes of everyone else. But when you are depressed, you look at yourself, almost you belittle yourself as if you're not good enough. How come people don't want me? How come people don't love me? How come I can't make it? How come I can't hit the mark? Why come I cannot be happy? I've done everything that I thought I was supposed to do to be happy. I got the job. I got the car. I put myself in a position where I can be a man of mobility. I can travel here, travel there. But yet there's a piece of me that's missing. Sometimes it's spiritual. And then sometimes it comes from a woman that you love who tore your world apart. Let's keep going. 1 second, I started back up.
It's real. So next time you see a man and you say, oh, man ain't shit, this and that, the third, there's a lot of men out here fighting for their family who have no other choice but to be out here in the world by themselves. Listen, if you're going through something, man, I'm here to listen. Y'all book me, man. My link is up here. You know, I have a purpose in this world to speak for the voiceless, and men have been the voiceless for a long time. Book me. Peace.
I like everything that he said. I'm gonna put some of y'all on the screen before I continue. Let me see which one I didn't put up there yet. 1 second. On the D. Antonio Roman, what's up? Yes, they use them as coping mechanisms. That's right. I'm gonna tell you something else. Sex is also a coping mechanism. It takes the dopamine, it takes your mind off of what it is that's bothering you, but it doesn't remove the pain. This is why men can start sleeping with a whole lot of different women after a breakup and don't feel nothing for those women, but he's just doing something. Sometimes the alcohol isn't enough. Sometimes the drugs is not enough. Sometimes they have to go to the club. Sometimes they want to do self-destructive things. They'll go to a club, get in fights easily. Anything to change that emotion, even if that emotion is anger. I hurt somebody else because I'm hurting inside. And a lot of black men are walking around today dealing with these emotions. Thinking, smiling and happy all the time. Sometimes they're not. They're putting up a front because it is seen as weakness for a man to express his emotions. And that is not weakness. That is not. That is self-knowledge. See, the world has made it to where if a woman get depressed, we cuddle them. We expect that from women. But what people do not understand is that men also have emotions. Men have ups and downs, peaks and valleys. We go through it. And then for some of us, we do not have the strength to go through it. So some of us end our own lives. Let me put some more on the screen before I continue. That's right, Double D Animation. They be self-medicating like a mug. That's right. What's up, Derek? I see you. Derek will be coming on and talking. I'm going to make this a kind of short one with the clip so we can have a conversation. It's not us. That's right, D. He said, what's up to Mona? Soul Train Production says, good topic, bro. Appreciate that, brother. Depression often goes unrecognized and undiagnosed in men. That's true. And men oftentimes don't seek treatment. The reason a lot of time, it ain't always ego. Sometimes it is ego because we don't want to come across as, being weak to other people. But also it's economic. Now, don't get it wrong now. I don't want to make that to an excuse because there are a lot of government programs out there that can that can help people, assist people of low income, that can get you in a place to where you can sit down and talk to somebody and they may prescribe you prescription drugs to help you whatever you got going on. But we live in a time now where men are expected to not be a man, but to function as a man. And what I mean is they only expect us to provide, to protect, and do all those things in the traditional role of being a man. They are not expecting us to be a human man, a man who can actually feel things. See, when men are not taught how to deal with their hurts and their pains, this is when you find men who will stalk women. Men who cannot accept breakups because they are emotionally distraught and have not learned how to control themselves emotionally. They'll go in that ex-girlfriend life, in her new boyfriend life, and then take his own life. And while he's doing that, he's angry the whole time. He seems like he's a maniac, like he's a homicidal maniac. Why would he do this? Why would he take everybody out, then take himself out? The main reason is he's hurt and he is depressed. Depression can lead to anger. Do you hear what I'm saying? Sometimes depression is covered up and disguised as anger. So most people who come across angry are most of the times are depressed individuals, especially if their money is not right. When you live in poverty, when you live below the poverty line and you have to choose between filling your tank up with gas and food, that's a lot of pressure, especially if you have people depending on you, children or whatever it is. Don't let people fool you and let you think that money is not everything. Now, to an extent, it's not. But when I say this, money is as important as drinking water, eating food, and clothing. Because if someone in your family gets sick and have to have an expensive procedure done on them, You need money for that. Sometimes your insurance will not cover that. So don't let people make you feel bad because you are enjoying the fruits of your labor. If you drive on a nice car, good. Because that shows that you could get a nice car. Money is extremely important. It should not be your God, but you need to have money. A lot of times men are going through this stuff because they are broke. Because a man tends to evaluate himself based on the achievements that he has. If a man looks at another man who is the same age and that other man is doing hella better than him, he's going to look at himself as if he's failed. He's going to think, I am not where I am, where I'm supposed to be in a way at my age. That will affect a man's way of thinking. More so than you know. Let me put this on the screen right quick. Depression in men, and black men especially, is terrible to the point where they are ending their lives. Now let me put this on the screen right quick. Boom. I'm gonna have to get my glasses to read this on my screen. I'm getting old. Hold on. Let me see this. All right. So according to the CDC, it says that researchers are sounding the alarm about the number of young black men who are dying by suicide. A report published by Centers for Disease Control and Prevention showed that although the overall rate of suicide in the United States decreased by 3% in 2020, the latest year stats are available, of course. The rate of suicide actually increased among many men of color, including black men, who, according to the Suicide Prevention Resource Center, have a death rate from suicide 3 times greater than for black women. That's what it was cutting out, but it said for black women. So men are taking their own lives more than black women are. And it goes back to what I said a while ago. When a woman, see, women love to talk. You cannot shut a woman up for shit. When a woman feels something, she is going to tell her friends. Women tend to have support systems when it comes to emotional distress more than men do. And they tend to have, I ain't gonna say better answers, but sometimes they have answers for that when a woman is dealing with that. For a man, he might tell another man, let's go out to drink. Let's go out and mess with some hoes. Let's go out and, forget that woman, forget whatever it may be. But that doesn't solve the hurt. So men need to start expressing their pains so they'll stop deleting themselves and hurting other people. And we have to come together and acknowledge that black men get depressed. Let's go to another clip right quick. Let's play this up here. Let me make sure I got it up there for you. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Want to make sure I put a clip up. Yeah, there it is. Let's get it.
So things that you can notice when a black man needs help. Stops coming around. That's some big signs.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't seen so-and-so in a while. You saying that, you need to check in on so-and-so.
Yeah.
For real. If you haven't seen them in a while and you used to seeing them, you need to check in on them. When you see them, weight gain or weight loss, like an extreme amount. If there's an extreme amount of weight loss, what's going on, bro? You're not eating?
I've lost 25 pounds since my daughter was born.
Yeah, that's depression, bro.
Yeah.
When I was depressed, I lost like 15 pounds and I was already skinny, bro.
Yeah.
I was probably maybe 150 around the time. When I got depressed, I went right down to 135.
Self-isolation. When you don't see the man, let me put up, Simeon, I'm gonna say that right. Mr. Anderson, thank you for tuning in to the show. Oh yeah, back to what that man said in the beginning. Isolation is what really can make you want to off yourself. When I was depressed, especially when I was in my teenage years, I would tend to draw away from people. I would be in my room. I would have all these horrible thoughts. I would write poetry, and my poetry was morbid, meaning that I was talking about death. I was talking about graveyards. I was talking about anything to try to get this out of me. See, when you're by yourself, it's a dangerous thing when you are depressed because you have no one else to talk to you, to encourage you. The only voice that you have is that negative voice of your own that's running around in your skull. And you're going to point out everything about yourself that isn't right. You're going to look at everything that is not working out for you. You're going to begin to question your own self-worth and your value. And I'm telling you from my own personal experiences of having to deal with depression over my lifetime. I'm telling you, it is not a pretty look. It is not a good look. You tend to not to dress the way you used to dress. You tend to not want to go out to the places you used to go out. You won't have as much motivation as you used to when you're depressed. Okay? The things that you used to get excited about doing, that goes out the window when you are depressed. It can get to the point where you get so depressed that you will suffer from auditory hallucinations, beginning to think that you are hearing voices. Look it up. You'll begin, some people say they heard a voice talking to them. It's just their depression in their psyche expressing itself to them. It created a persona of its own. Do you hear what I'm saying? Look it up for yourself if you disagree. Let's keep going.
I look like a teenage, like I was still a teenager, but I looked like I had a 13-year-old's body. Like I was looking real skinny. So that's a real sign. Like, man, we will stop eating. A lot of men will stop eating. Like a lot of men don't stress eat. We stop eating.
Right.
Like, or we will just eat crap. And it's not allowing us to sustain our body weight. So that's another sign, like changes in body weight, fluctuation, that kind of thing. If you're in their home, how does their home look? Is stuff all over the place? Some of us are messy as men. I'm not gonna judge anybody.
All right.
But if you seeing like weeks worth of garbage and like things just aren't taken care of and smells and dishes piled up, that's a sign. Like, this person's not taking care of themselves. They're not doing the basics of taking care of their environment. So why?
Right.
You gotta start asking, gotta start thinking, like, why are they not able to take care of their environment? Are they just messy? All right, cool. If you're messy, that's a hygiene thing. You need to work on it. But if it's not that you're just messy and this is not normally how you are, why is this? What's going on?
Okay, I'm gonna need you to get the likes up. We got 33 watching and 19 likes. I need you to give me about 5 to 6 more likes before we continue the show. I got a lot more stuff to cover before I bring Mr. Derek in, and anyone else who wants to join, you have to email that link going across my screen. I'm gonna put, until then, I won't give you the circus music. I'm just gonna put people on the screen. I'm gonna give you a little time to get the likes up before I continue. What's up, Adrian Robertson? Good to see you. Yes, again, Derek Gaines. Very much economic. As for black men, this is what Mona D says. There are very few black male mental health providers, which is actually true. Also, many men do not want to use their health insurance benefits to obtain treatment. Yeah. Money is a defense, like I said before, yeah. I just got a new therapist to address my Great, man. Congratulations, man. Thanks for being a man and taking care of your business, man. You help the community when you help yourself that way. That's good, Derek. That's very good. Let me see what's up here. Oh, y'all having a whole conversation. Derek and Mona. Let me go to another one. Mona D. Coffin knows my whole story and been an uphill battle. Okay. 1 second. Let me check these likes right quick. 1 second. Let me check these likes. If y'all wonder why I be doing that little tick thing, I got hurt in the military on the flight deck. And when I sit down for long periods of time, it's a lot of pressure back there. So you see me do that a lot. You know what I mean? That's all that is. It don't mean I'm crazy as hell or something like that. Hold on. I'm trying to check the thing right quick and make sure what we got here. Okay, we got the likes up a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and continue the show now. Let me put up another, I might play 2 more clips, and then I'm gonna bring somebody in to talk. I want this, I know which one I want to show y'all. This is gonna be a positive thing, but it's gonna be 3 more clips actually. Let's play this one first.
Men are more likely to fight their way from depression to anger because depression is not a good look on a brother. That's how we say, that's what we think. And so while people will accept us as women kind of laying back and, oh, it's me, and they think there's something feminine about that, and it's not, it's still depression. But our cultural perspectives don't accept that from men. So depression can hide among women with social stereotypes about them being emotional, but it can't hide with men because it'll look weak. So he has to fight his way up off of that depressed couch. And the only energy he can use to defend himself against your attacks on his masculinity is to fight his way out of depression into a fury.
Yep.
And here we are.
This is why I say a lot of times depression is actually made known through anger. And then you got, like she said, the world treat us as if we are weak because we feel down and out. And like a Derek Gaines, I think he said, he was always told to suck it up and keep walking. Some situations that's good, but the majority of the time it isn't. We have to learn how to deal with hurts and pains as men. I ain't talking about like little boys and stuff like that. I'm going to hit you. I don't like it. I'm talking about as real men, learning how to sit down, evaluate ourselves, learn from what it was that hurt us, man, woman, job, whatever it is that got you depressed. Look at it. Take a real good look at it. Most times the thing that you are depressed about that makes you want to end your life isn't really that bad. It just seems like that. Depression robs you of hope. This is why it is important to have accountability people in your life. People that will hold you accountable with your goals that you're setting to keep your mind occupied. Because men tend to feel at their best when they accomplish something. I built my house. I got a new car. I got a good one. I provided for my woman. I provided for my children. We feel good about things like that. So one of the things I would tell you if you're dealing with depression is to get busy. Change the focus. Find something that you like to do that you've never done before and do it. One thing about depression, you have to come out that funk, man. You have to get back out into that world. Stop isolating yourself, because that's when most men off themselves, when they're by themselves. Did you hear what I'm saying?
With our men dropping like flies, with life expectancies at the bottom levels in this country. Because anger is literally shredding their bodies and their immune systems and their productivity, which is also so related to how many men define themselves. So if anger's snatching both their productivity and their physical strength, gosh.
She pretty much said the same thing I said. Productivity is something that matters to a man. It really does. And that helps you, gentlemen, finding your purpose, being on your purpose, on your grind. A lot of times that would makes a man feel as if he is a man because he's accomplished something. Even if you're struggling to accomplish it, as long as you're trying, brother, you'll feel better. And also exercise. That's what my shrinking energy tell me. If you go to the gym, it does some kind of chemical release in your brain that helps you deal with depression. If you get on a treadmill, like I box, I do martial arts and stuff like that, right? I think some of y'all already know that. Boxing, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, been doing that about 15, 16 years. Blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's just the blue belt when you got to put the gi on and stuff like that. But I've been doing MMA for a while. I just recently started about a year doing regular westernized boxing. And when I box or if I run, I feel really good at the end. So when you feel down and out, because I do it sometimes when I feel down and out, I'll go to the gym and box. You can hit somebody legally without no problem, or hit the bag. Exercise helps you overcome your depression. Now, let me go ahead and get into this right here.
Hey, it's your boy. I want to do something a little bit different. I want to take a minute, man, to talk to my men. And if you are one of those men, man, you'll do anything for the one that you love. You're a good guy, all around good guy. You own your baggage. You're working on yourself. You're doing the shadow work. You are in that process of becoming who it is that you know you are and know that you can become. I'm talking to you. If you're in a relationship where you are not being loved the same, you're not being respected, you are hurting most of the time, you cry silently, you're not telling nobody about it, you know it's time to move on. But it's hard, and I get it, you love her. But listen, my friend, there's so much in you. You're a good person. You're a great person. You're a good man. And it's not about somebody else out there would appreciate you. It's not about them. Listen to me. Get out that relationship. Your health, your well-being is more important. Let me tell you about your feelings. Those feelings that you have will subside. It will. And let me tell you what to do when you are tempted to think backward. Don't focus on, oh, we had such a good time. No. Think about how you were treated. Think about how love was withheld. Think about the disrespect. And then determine within yourself that you will never, ever allow yourself to be treated that way again. Oh, let me tell you what's going to happen when you fall in love with yourself. You're going to get to the place where you're going to look back and say, oh my.
Exactly. Loving yourself. If you can love yourself, loving yourself is understanding the good things about you as well as some of the bad. But there's things about each and every one of us, gentlemen, that is uniquely yours. You might have a unique sense of humor, you might can sing, you might can tap dance. I don't know, you may be the champion of bingo. I don't know what it is, but there's something about you that is uniquely different from everybody else. And that thing that is different and unique is a treasure. It's valuable. You have to see yourself as a person of value. Okay? Be that kind of person. Try to learn to discover who you can be. The best version of yourself is not the self where you have a lot of money. The best version of yourself is where you have peace of mind. You get me? Money is great. I love having money. But peace of mind is when you have kind of reached the apex of being the better version of yourself, when you're not always frustrated, stressed out, angry, depressed, want to hurt somebody, want to hurt yourself, always looking at the bad things that's going on in your life. If you think like that, you have absolutely no peace of mind. You have to remove people out your life sometimes. Family, friends, whoever, co-worker, whatever you got to do to get peace of mind. If you have peace of mind, you won't have depression, because depression and love of self cannot coexist together.
Let me tell you what's going to happen when you fall in love with yourself. You're going to get to the place where you're going to look back and say, oh my goodness, I just didn't see it. The reason why you neglected yourself all that time is because you was looking for love in somebody else for you. I know it sounds cliche, but you gotta love you first. When you don't love you first, you just get out that relationship looking for another relationship to be loved. Been there, done that. Now I'm a bad man because I love me. And I'm a better person because I love me. Love yourself, my bro. And you have a lot of support. I love you too. I care about you too. And there's others like myself. You do have a tribe. You do have support. Come on, young man. I'm waiting for you.
I wanted to do that positive thing for black men, any man of color, because insight, wisdom, knowledge, understanding, knowledge, it doesn't belong to any ethnic group or gender. It is what it is, and it can benefit everybody. Now, Cap, I just sent you the invite, brother. Check your email, and you can join the show. I'm going to check it again, make sure I sent it to you. Yeah, I sent it to you. So you just know how to do it. Click it. Then put somebody up here too. Let me check the likes while Mr. Cap is doing that. And we're going to hopefully have anybody wanted to share their story, they can. I'm asking that you keep it brief, especially if we have other people on here as well that's in the box talking. Don't be afraid. And you have to be visible. We ain't gonna do that hiding behind what is that, an avatar. We ain't doing that shit. Okay? Hold on, let me check something right quick. All right, I need y'all to get the likes up again. We got 42 watching, 26 likes. Give me 10 more. So y'all finna get hit with the circus music. I'm gonna give you a little time. I'm trying to keep them doing that to you. Now, Cap, I don't know if you're still there. You sent me an email, so I sent one back. Also, for those who don't know, I was speaking to a gentleman today by the name of Mr. Parker. He said, I don't know if y'all do it, this right here should let y'all know it's a cigar. He thought it might have been a blunt. But I'm letting you know it's a cigar. I don't do weed. This is a Blondie Bellicoso Nicaraguan hand-rolled acid cigar. I smoke those mostly. Acid cigars. And my allergies been kicking up. Okay, I'm trying to see what's going on here. Are you there, Cap? Derek. The other Derek, not Derek Gaines. The other Derek, man. He must have stepped away from the thing. Hold on. We'll just give him a little time. I'm going to put some of y'all on the screen while we're waiting for him. What that say there? You can get on here too, Mr. Derek Gaines, if you want. You just got to email that email address that you see growing across your screen. And just keep it brief. Dang, run out of butane. Every time I talk about depression, I feel all the weight of everything that has ever happened to me. My daughter has caught me crying for no reason. Yeah. You'll have bouts of where you crying when you're depressed. Hey, Mama Gemini, thank you for saying that. Still waiting on Mr. Derek. Also, while we're talking about it, I believe on the 28th I will be having Stacy Prince showing up on here. Okay, here he is. There's Mr. Cap coming right there. At the stage. Booyah. Hey, brother, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going once again, my brother?
Doing all right. You doing okay? Hello? Hey, brother, I think your screen. Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. You can hear me, right?
I can hear you.
Yeah. I have to.
What would you like to bring to the conversation, brother?
Oh, I just was agreeing again on your feedback on depression, and in my honest and personal opinion, I would say one factor in guys being depressed, us as black guys being depressed, is coming from homes where we may, have not received any love from either one of our parents. We may have, in other words, came from broken households, a whole lot of us. And as kids may have suffered a lot of either the abuse as a kid, it may have been either physically or verbally, in some cases even mentally, or all of the above. If not that, may have not received. We may have siblings, may have grown up with siblings. We may have received attention from our parents, but not as much as attention as certain other siblings.
That is a possibility. It's true. Broken homes can contribute to how a person react to emotional stimuli. Like some people become withdrawn. Some people they shut down and stuff. Like sometimes it is actually learned from our primary caregivers. If we didn't see our mama and our daddies handle conflict in a positive way, we tend to adopt those same type of mentalities and use them in our own relationship with other people.
Right. And I also say how similar to how you mentioned how some of us may look at having sex with other women as a way to get rid of some of our hurt or depression. How about how some of us would turn to recreational drugs as well, such as marijuana, to get rid of our depression, only for us to still experience symptoms of depression when we're not usually under the influence. It's so many measures us as black men take just to avoid from being able to seek counseling on behalf of our depression, and due to also our pride and our ego, because you can relate to this. A lot of us, for the most part, feel like by us being men, that we can always be able to handle our very problems on our very own as well.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a lot of ego, a lot of perception that if a man asks for help that he's weak, and I disagree with that ideology. A man can ask for help just as much as a woman can. You know what I mean? So like I do agree with that.
Right. It's similar to how a whole lot of us men look at crying as being a sign of a soft or a punk, due to our pride as well and our egos.
Yeah, I agree with that a whole lot. Have you ever dealt personally with depression?
I mean, not really to the point to where I had to get on meds, but at one particular time, I did deal with depression due to not having friends. But it wasn't really a deep depression. It was just, good evening, Mama Gemini. It was just due to feelings of loneliness and emptiness for the most part.
Everyone who ever been depressed deal with being lonely because you feel like no one cares or no one wants to try to help you at all.
Right.
So that loneliness and depression goes hand in hand. It really does. Discouragement and all that.
So what's your take on what else would you say is your take on us men, us black men dealing with depression? Some other reasons we made.
Economic, social status. That's why you have, for example, the youngsters in high school and stuff like that may end their life because they're not, popular on Facebook. Somebody might leave negative posts about their weight, body shaming and stuff like that. Social status has a lot to do with it. If you're the geek, the nerd and stuff like that, and you feel like you're always being rejected, that can lead to a depression. If you're not economically where you would like to be, because a lot of men associate manhood with their ability to provide and to be able to take care of themselves financially. If you don't have that, that can lead to depression. Those two things. And also, if you fall in love with somebody who breaks your heart, they can ruin your heart. They can ruin your world, especially if you have already had children and you had a dream of having a happy home, but then she decides to divorce and tear up the household. That can lead to depression, because that can lead to embarrassment, humiliation, all that stuff.
Right, I agree 100%, Mr. Hill. And might I also add, bullying could lead to depression and in the worst case scenario, usually suicide too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Suicide rate among black men have went up in the last couple of years from the stat I put up there earlier. It's true. It's really true.
And the other time, well, where it used to, on the flip side, then it used to be where the white suicide rate was much more higher than the black suicide rate, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I don't know about that. I have to look that up. But it may be. I don't know. I didn't look for that number, but I just know about the black folks right now. But it could be a possibility. Black men have to deal with a lot more than what white men do. I'm not making it a racial thing, but like black men from the gate, a lot of time people look at us as if we are the boogeyman anyway. So we got to fight through negative stereotypes every day, especially especially in corporate America. Anytime you do business, especially among each other, because black people look at each other as if we're trying to, take advantage of the other black person. You got a business, you got somebody come up, you charge a price, they want a discount. But everybody else, they go to a white man or anybody else of any ethnic group and they ask the same price. They don't have no problem paying that. But when it comes to the black dude, they want you to go down on your price. That's a way of belittling that black man. So a lot of things can come along and discourage you, but failure can be a big discourager too. You know what I mean? But like a certain type of failure, like I said, the divorce, that can make a man go crazy. But failing, trying to become something, trying to start a business, that won't too much make you go crazy unless it affects your money a whole lot. And now you got to give up your house, give up your car and stuff. It affects you mentally on that level. But yeah, that's all I can think about that.
With that being said, I also like to factor in how when a guy may get rejected by a certain number of women, especially that guy may be perceived as either socially awkward or a social outcast. And sometimes in those cases, it could lead to guys falling into a deep depression. And like I was stating earlier, sometimes committing suicide too.
I agree. All right, for the stay there, Mr. I got two Dereks. Derek Gangs, I'm gonna bring you on here, and Cap, stay there too, okay, man?
Okay.
Stay there, so we all can have a conversation. Derek Gangs, I'm gonna send you a link, Mr. Derek Gangs, to that email you just sent me. What you have to do is click that link. Once you click that link, I will be able to add you to the show, brother. 1 second. Okay, Mr. Derek Gangs, I just sent you the link. Click that link, and we'll bring you on. And Derek, tell us about your channel that you're doing, brother.
Yeah, in case everybody doesn't know about my current YouTube channel, it's called Capri Social Network. It really goes by the name Cap Social Network, which is another way of saying Capri Social Network, which is part of it's based upon, to be honest, it's based upon my birth sign, because I'm a Capricorn. Anyway, you can follow me at Capri Social Network 1261. Once again, at Capri Social Network 1261. So after this session, I will be glad to have the privilege to put it in the live chat, so more you could be able to hear about me and know about my channel. And as of right now, the channel is at 649 subscribers. I talk about topics similar to what Mr. Hill talks about, such as dating, relations, or excuse me, relationships, religion, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm. I'm waiting for Mr. Derek Gaines. If you're still there, I sent you the link, brother. Oh, here he comes. I'm gonna put him on the show, Cap.
Okay.
Hello there, Mr. Derek Gaines. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Okay, I hear a lot of feedback. I'm gonna
There you go.
mute somebody.
I cut it
So
off.
let me mute myself first. Mm, Okay, go ahead and say what you gotta say, sir. I'm gonna go ahead and listen to you.
I've dealt with depression all my life. My mom abused me when I was a child. I couldn't do nothing right, according to her. My dad abandoned me, so he didn't want me, and it was hard for me as a child. If it wasn't for my grandmother, I would have felt no love. That's no secret. I tell everybody that. But what people don't know is I kept that bottled up. I was an awkward teenager. When I became an adult, I only had one rule is to work. My grandmother told me every able body must work and every man should have his own. So I continued to work. I had good jobs. Then I got sick. My job let me go. When my job let me go, I lost my home. I lost my possessions. I ended up homeless. Um, I maintained going to pick my daughter up and taking her to school. She had no idea what was going on with me. Um, then came into my life. My brother, I saw him on a Friday. By Monday, he was dead. He had a heart attack. My grandmother, she slipped and fell, broke her hip. Dementia set in. I saw her on a Saturday. By Sunday, she was gone. My mother, uh, last no two Thanksgivings ago, called me and she asked me. I really don't like talking about this. Kofa, you know my story. She called me, asked me was I coming to Thanksgiving. I tell you the truth, I didn't want to go, but I said, yeah, I'll come. What do you have me? And she told me, I said, Mama, I don't like corn pudding. That was the White's thing. The White was my brother who died. He was also my best friend. We get to talking about the past, and I told my mother, I said, Mom, I forgive you. I don't have a heaven or hell to put you in, and I'm tired of carrying this around. A couple of days later, they found my mom dead in the bed. My sister found her. And the last thing my mom said to me, she never said this. She said, I love you. I have survived a car accident, which left me with 8 broken ribs and a punctured lung. And I'm still here. I survived child abuse. I've survived. My mom and dad never had nothing nice to say about each other. I had a heart attack and I saw some things while I was dead. And when I tell people what I saw, they think I'm crazy. And the most hurtful thing that I have to go through is not being able to do the things that I used to do before the lymphedema set in and you know, all the other health things. I was healthy. I was always a big guy, but I was healthy. I walked, I did everything I had to do. And all my life I fought depression. My first attempt to self deletion was when I was a child. My mom, she took something precious to me and threw it away. And when I tried to tell people how I was being treated, they didn't believe me. I will tell you this, and then I'm gonna get off. Um, I was 8 years old, and I did something I shouldn't have did. My mom came up to the school, got me, took me back home. She she whooped me very severely, and to the point where I bled through some huskies. I had to wear huskies when I was that old, and I went to school the next day, and they saw that I was hurting, and they took me into the office, and they pulled my pants down, and they saw the webs, and they asked me who did this, and I told them. And they came to my house. My mother cussed them out and slammed the door, and I knew then wasn't no hope for me, because there was no hope for me. So um, I kept a lot of stuff to myself, and I had a mean streak. I had a mean streak. You know, I'm quiet. I'm to myself, but I had everything. Everything that I've been through took a toll on me, to the point where I'm shook, man. I ain't gonna sit up here and lie. I'm shook.
Let me
You
tell
know,
you
I
this,
know
Derek. Let me say this right quick, man. Because when I was going through that stuff, let me hit this mute right quick. This is what I dealt with. Can you hear me, Mr. Derek? Put a thumbs up if you can. I had to mute the thing. Can y'all hear me? Put your thumbs up. Can you hear me, Mr. Derek Gaines? Okay. All right. What I said is this right here. I'm gonna tell you what I needed to hear when I was dealing with depression. I needed to know someone loved me. That's what it is. I need to know that I mattered. And I'm gonna tell you, though we are strangers, but we are still black, that you matter. You still matter. You matter to this day. And the world is a better place because you are here. And the testimony that you just gave us right now, it will touch somebody. It will help somebody. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I want you to know, man, I'm sorry that you went through all that. You know what I mean? My daddy used to beat my mama. You know, I went through all that stuff. I done got beat by my daddy. You know what I mean? He ripped the skin off of my back of my leg. I still got the scar off that stuff. So I went through that broken home and all that stuff. But, I went through that. For a long time, I used to hate my dad. It got to the point, brother, that I used to pray to God to take my daddy's life. Now, me and him is on good terms now. But when I was growing up, brother, I hated him. For the stuff that he put me through, put my mama through, the physical, I saw blood. I seen him drag my mama across the, I'm from the country. They drug her. He drug her from out the house, down the, concrete steps, out into the dirt road. You know what I mean? I seen all this stuff. I seen bloody nose, seen all this stuff. And just like yourself, I had a mean streak too. That's why I said that depression often manifests itself through anger. And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of these boys who walking around right now, they're hurting. A lot of these youngsters running around. I was in the gang too. And I'm gonna tell you something, when I was jumping on people like that, it wasn't always because colors. People want to think it's always about colors. Sometimes I was angry and I just want to hurt people because I was hurt. You understand what I'm saying, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want you to know that you matter, man. I want you. I see the tears coming out your eyes, man. I know this is a real deal. I'm glad you came onto the show today, man. I hope this helped you. You know, crying ain't nothing wrong with crying. Everybody who say that crying is weak is a fool. Crying is the way you wash your soul, man. Everybody has to cry sometime. It releases pain. So I don't think that you less than a man because you crying. I think you are a real man because you are bold enough to come on this program to express yourself. So I just wanted
I
to
was
say
just
that too.
telling Mo.
You know what I mean? I want to thank you for that.
Yes, sir. I was just telling Mona D.
I can't hear you. Maybe it's me.
I don't know. Okay, there we go.
Hello?
Yeah, can you
Oh,
hear
I'm
me?
sorry. I can hear you
Can you
now.
hear
Sorry.
me? Okay.
Yeah, it's my fault. I can hear you now.
I I joke around a lot. My thing is, there's a part of me that I don't let nobody close to, um, including my daughter, and I think the world of her. My whole thing about being a parent is to not to be like the ones I had. I don't want to be nothing like my mom or my dad. I don't. And I never will. Never will. I don't think you could get a child to do what you want them to do by beating on them or berating them and talking about them, and this and that and that and this. I don't. It didn't work for me, so I'm not gonna put that on my daughter. I at this point in my life, I don't have a choice. I got to hold on. I got to keep pushing because my little girl in the next room, she she depends on me. So maybe it'll help somebody. Um, I was going through therapy, but for some reason the therapist stopped seeing me. I don't know why. So I had to find another one because I know I need it. I could sit up here in this room several times and I look out the window and my daughter would see me and she said, "Daddy, why you crying?" I said, "I just want to be free. I just want to be free of this pain, free of the hurt, free of the stuff that made me who I am today." Um, you know,
Are you taking medications, brother?
I was, I was, um, I was taking an anti-anxiety and depression medicine, and then they switched it, and what they switched me to started to give me nightmares, and so I looked it up, and it's some medicine that causes you to have nightmares, and then right when they're supposed to switch me back to the medicine, they for some reason the lady stopped calling. So I started looking for a new one. I found one, and I'll go see them next week. And it's one day at a time for me. If you catch me on here joking and everything, that's a good day.
That's
That's a
good.
good day for me. But
It'll get better, man.
I'm trying, man. I appreciate it.
Before you go, Derek Gaines, I would like to ask Cap, do you have anything you want to ask this gentleman?
I just wanted to let you know I'm sorry to hear about all that was telling us. And with that being said, my thoughts and prayers go out to you.
And I appreciate it. It's funny, and I'm gonna say this and then I get off. It's funny how all the stuff I went through with my mom, how I started picking women that reminded me of my mom. And I had to break that cycle. I had to break the chain of abuse. I had to break a lot of chains because I don't want my daughter to experience what I experienced. Well,
Brother, man,
that's
thank you
just
for.
that's just
Oh,
part of my story. That's not the whole thing.
yeah. Like Mona said, thank you for your transparency. Thank you for the, everything.
Yeah, thank you.
I also want to say this as well, for some words of encouragement. To just keep your head up, brother, and stay prayed up.
It's funny you should say
Because
something
things
about
will
prayer.
get better.
It's prayer because when the stuff hit the fan for me, I went to my church and they refused to help me. So I don't. I feel I don't have a disliking for the church, but what's the point in having a fund to help people when you put stipulations on helping people? Benevolent fund is what they called it.
Right.
Well, you
It
may want to
wasn't
go to another church, brother. There's a church. I encourage you to watch this guy called Apostle Geno Jennings. Geno Jennings for the Truth to God broadcast. Check him out. He is the truth.
I watch him. I watch him.
Ooh.
I watch him. And the stuff I needed the help for, I when I lost my home, I put all my stuff in storage. And then while I'm keeping trying to work, I would get sick and go in the hospital and come out and go back in and come out. But I was losing time on my hours, so I went to my church for help, and they wouldn't help me.
Mm. Yeah. I don't know what to say about that one, brother. But you always welcome to come on anytime, man. Like, we pray for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
And
Thank you
I
for coming.
also want to know, I wanted to let you know this also, brother, that prayer does change things. And like it's also been said that he may not come when you want him, the most high, but he'll be right on time. I also want to give you these words of encouragement as well. And to just stand on faith.
Well, I
It's,
know
it's,
I know faith.
excuse
I
me,
know. Sorry. Go ahead.
in spite of your current circumstances, that I also want to share this as well, that the Most High is always with us 24/7 in spite of our circumstances. He'll never leave us nor forsake us, and he'll be a friend to the end.
Thank you. Cat Mama knows my story too. I had a long, in-depth conversation with her too, and I appreciate the people who allowed me to open up to them, because a lot of this stuff, when you open up, you can potentially open up to the wrong person, and they don't understand or they refuse to understand. So I appreciate the people that allows me to talk to them.
Man, anytime, brother.
Yes, sir.
Anytime.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for coming on. We'll chat again soon.
Yes, sir.
All right. Have a good one.
You too.
Okay.
That was pretty.
I want y'all to see. Hold on, wait a second. Cap, hold on. I just want to say this. I want y'all to see that there are black men out there who are hurting, that are in desperate need of healing. We have to come together. We have to be sensitive enough to know when each other's hurting, and we have to, most importantly, stop being judgmental when a man comes to us and say that he is in pain. In order for us to overcome this, we have to get back to loving ourselves and loving each other. Even though in this day and age that seems like it's some bullshit, but it still is possible. Go ahead, Cap. I'm listening to you, brother.
Like I was just saying, I'm sorry for interrupting, but that was pretty deep.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I almost shed a tear myself.
Yeah. Yeah. I felt it too. Trust me, I felt it. Depression is not pretty, man.
It's not at all.
It ain't. And I want to thank everyone who came to the show today. My guest Cap and the other guest, Derek Gaines. Y'all know I don't do no 2 or 3 hour type of live stream. Only way I would do that, y'all, is a lot of people call in and we talk about 10 to 15 minutes. You know, I'm not really, like I said, I don't like sitting down for a long period of time. But I do this because I like to interact with people. I like to hear what y'all have to say because y'all talk to me a lot in the comments. So I try to do shows where y'all can actually go on, get on here and talk and stuff like that and whatnot. And I thank y'all for y'all support. We almost at 10,000 subscribers, everybody, because of y'all. I appreciate y'all for y'all support. We're going to do bigger and better and greater things. Guaranteed. And
I
Cap,
enjoyed talking to you again, Mr. Jeremy.
yes, sir. I always enjoy talking to you, man. We're going to, I'll probably call you after the show, man. You know how I get down. I might call you after the show, man.
Okay.
All right.
That'll work.
All right, man. You have a good one. I'm going to get you. What?
I was just saying, have a good day.
Oh, you too, man. You have a good day, too. Talk to you later. Well, I think we made some good progress by actually putting a light on the fact that there is depression in black men. And he said something that I was saying in the beginning. Mr. Derek Gaines was saying that depression shows up a lot of times through anger. Because I was always acting like I was angry when deep inside I was hurting. So why ain't that man act like that? No, even in a relationship, it could be that he feels depressed. Talk to him. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed today's show. You know what I mean? I'll be seeing y'all pretty soon. You know how I get down. So y'all take it easy. Be safe out there. I'm going to end the show now. God bless everybody. Y'all take it easy.